out soon. But anyways, welcome to this week's show, the Crazy Gentleman Podcast. I'm your host, the Crazy Gentleman, and this week's show is brought to you by Bare Knuckle Performance. BareKnucklePerformance.com for all your FXR, Harley, Chopper, Sportster, Dyna, baggers, whatever the hell you want, Harley Davidson parts, go get them, BareKnucklePerformance.com. Lexan-moto.com for all of the baddest ass music inside your helmet. Punch in the code word crazy at checkout, 15% off. And Simbita custom knives on Instagram for the finest quality outdoor and hunting knives on the planet. Call Evan, tell him I sent you. I don't know what more to say, man. You want a knife, that's the only place to get them.
Lexan sponsors you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, keep it a secret though. I don't think they know.
That's all right. That whole lift of parts right there, it's all Mark's from Lexans. So he's riding up his bike here in upcoming weeks, throwing it right on that lift. Putting a little fire under my ass to actually get this place straightened up. And we're just putting together his brand new Softail, brand new Lowrider S. So he's just been shipping me parts just because he can't bring them up when he brings the bike.
Yeah.
And then put the bike together and fucking ride it home. So he's got a lot of good shit going on in those boxes.
Yeah, I think you're actually how I found Mark. And Lexan, I think in general. I'm pretty sure you guys are how I found
Mark sucks.
I don't really remember, but
nah, he's a good dude. He's a real good dude.
Yeah.
But both of the dudes that work at Lexan, they're awesome. So I mean, that's only shit I run on my helmets. I mean, mine's still on from last night. I forgot to turn it off, and I'm just watching it blink right now.
That's how good the battery life is.
Guaranteed it's still at 100%.
Yeah.
I'm willing to guarantee it, and I haven't charged that thing since Daytona. And it's probably still at 100%.
Dude, that's honestly the reason, like, I found out about Lexan and Mark and everything from you, but that's the reason I really eventually put the headset on my helmet, is because the fucking earbuds, they only last like 6 hours when you're cranking them. And I'm on the road fucking 12, 15-hour days.
Well, that was the thing with like
the Lexan lasts the whole day.
Dude,
no matter how long your day is.
I've been on trips, fucking 8-hour rides, whatever. I'll shut it off, turn it back on, still 100%. Didn't skip a beat.
Yep.
But like, I used to have the AirPods, like the AirBuds in, and it sucked, and I never had the wireless. So I would always have it like hooked up to my phone, and if I turned too fast or whatever, the fucking wire would pull out, and then there goes everything. And then I was like, I don't need a Bluetooth because I have a bagger. I got a radio. Why do I need to listen to anything?
Right.
But now I can't ride without it, and I mostly use it for GPS. If I don't know where I'm going or whatever.
Oh, to just listen to it, telling you where to go.
Just listen to my GPS. Yep. So I don't get lost, or if I'm fucking meeting somebody somewhere, and I'm on the bike.
What's the accent you have?
I don't got an accent.
You don't put like an Australian accent in there?
No, I can't.
Or like an English maid?
I can barely
Turn left, Pat.
I can barely do a New York accent.
Yeah.
I can't understand anything other than New York accent. But yeah, no, I have it hooked up, and it's the only Bluetooth I'll ever use. The only reason I haven't put one on my Arai yet is because just haven't gotten around to do it, and I just like my Bell so much. I love my Bell helmet. You know, it's Arai is fucking.
I know, they should be sponsoring you.
Arai?
You haven't shut up about that fucking thing.
Arai is my favorite helmet. I'm so comfortable. Now I'm like starting working from Revzilla, like leaving first and going to Revzilla. First manufacturing taught me a lot about leather. Learned everything I could about leather. Started my own shit with leather there. And starting a new career at Revzilla, just learning that there's a whole nother side of motorcycles other than Harleys and Simpson helmets, which I love Simpsons. I still got them. I still throw them on every once in a while. But there is just a whole nother world out there of motorcycles, and just learning the whole sport bike scene, adventure scene, track scene, and learning what an actual, like, a high quality helmet is, like with Arai and Shoeies and those types. It's I never want to put anything else on my head.
Yeah.
You know, still love my Simpson. It's probably one of the coolest looking helmets. Arai is a little simple, little played out, very ovalish, very like Lego character type, just round, but it's quiet, it's functional.
Yeah.
A little loud for my sense in like graphics, but I'll live with it. I mean, I like everything kind of loud and bright.
Yeah.
Looking at these bikes.
I personally like the loud, bright stuff. Like, I just sold a crazy Sawami helmet with like all this airbrushed like dice on them and shit.
That's cool.
But you could still get that in a solid, right?
Oh yeah,
you could have got a solid color.
Absolutely. But I was like, I really like this one. I got the Nikki Hayden one. Nikki Hayden being the Kentucky kid, winning MotoGP. Always looked up to that guy, so I had to get his one of his tribute helmets. He's got like 10 of them, but I had to get one of them, and it was pretty much the most vibrant, like noisiest one you can get in terms of like visual.
Right.
And I just thought it would be a funny contradiction, kind of seeing me in a full, pretty much race helmet on the most impractical bike, which is this thing.
Right.
So, I just thought it'd be a funny contradiction just to see that. I mean, you'll see anyone with an Arai on a S1000 RR or a Fireblade. You see those all day, but to see it on a bike with no front brake, absolutely no performance other than the motor.
Yeah.
I think it's quite ironic.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Did you think about getting like a custom helmet to match this bike?
I thought about it. Never went through with it. I was gonna have the same guy who painted this bike, Iron Wolf, out of Long Island. I was gonna have him do a helmet for me. Never got around to it just because I didn't want to be that matchy. Be so much like I'll leave that for the sport bike guys.
It gets a little weird. Well, a lot of Harley guys are doing that too.
Well, I mean, if you're a performance bagger dude, sure.
Pretty much. Or a Dyna dude.
Or a Dyna dude, that whole scene kind of. Chopper guys kind of really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not no one category. Chopper, FXR, had Dynas, got the bagger, still got a Sportster. So I'm kind of not in any particular set, of groups. So I just kind of, whatever I feel comfortable with, I'll wear. I'll ride with Pro Ked Converses on with a leather vest. With
is that what we're looking at here?
No, these are Vans. These are just Vans. My slip-ons.
I haven't even heard the word Keds in like 20
my
years.
Pro Keds, I love them. That's what I was wearing last night. But I'll be a total contradiction when I'm out, and you know what? I don't care because I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I'll wear my first Kevlar jeans, which are super protective. I love them, and I'll be wearing them with Pro Keds or Cons, which are no protection.
Right.
And then I'll wear like a t-shirt with a denim vest, no protection, and then I got a $1,000 Arai on me. So it's just on a death machine, chopper. So it's just funny kind of seeing it. I always kind of thought that was a bit ironic.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of what I want to do.
I personally, like in our generation, like where guys like me and you were taking it, like I don't really go with the whole like bagger. The bagger scene is like, it's so similar to like the sport bike scene where it's like we're talking matching bikes, matching helmets. Like it's a little weird for me. I like where guys like us are taking it, where it's just totally off the wall.
Yeah, dude. I just don't care.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like
exactly.
I'll show up to a performance bagger show on my bone stock bagger, and just be like, I'm here. I like the bagger scene. I do. I like the performance that they did of it. I mean, I could go buy a short bus, throw slicks on it, and a LS Turbo is a performance at that point.
Right.
That's kind of what I think about the bagger scene.
Right.
It's still a bagger, which they're awesome. They're doing incredible things.
It's still fun as shit.
They're awesome.
It's just funny to put performance to that.
I love what they're doing with BRL, actually getting Harley with racing again.
Well, dude, to be honest, man, like some of those performance baggers truly perform.
Oh, they're incredible.
They really do.
They're
but the thing is,
race
like,
bikes with bags.
If you just did the same thing to a Dyna or an FXR, it's just not even close in comparison.
Yeah.
Like you're just like really hindering the performance doing it to a bagger.
And it doesn't matter.
But they do perform.
It doesn't matter.
They really
Indian's gonna win all the time.
Yeah, well, that's what it's looking like. Even my man Steve Chamberlain's rocking an Indian now.
Dude, Indians are awesome. Like that's the next bike on the list for me to get.
Yeah.
And it's not a Harley. It's going to be the Indian FTR. Mm-hmm. I rode one in Daytona, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. It was the S&S one. They had their own performance Indian. Not crazy tuned pipe, and took it out in what is, I guess, economy mode or normal mode. Took it out, it ripped. It was great. Came back around, said, wow, this thing's faster than any of the Harleys. He goes, puts it in sport mode, different animal.
Yeah.
Completely different animal, just third gear.
Lets you wheelie in sport mode.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So there's no anti-wheelie?
There's no anti-wheelie, no traction. Just first through fourth, I was popping it up. I'm like, this bike is a complete animal, and it's, I mean, not for everybody, but it is kind of, if you're coming from Harleys, it's considered a budget bike.
Right.
You get a brand new one for high teens.
Okay.
You know, it's pretty much the same as
That's where a mid-level Harley starts.
yeah. You get a soft tail at.
Fucking S or
You want a soda? You want that soda?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you only had beers.
No, I got soda. I don't drink.
Yeah, I saw what's in the fridge though.
It's not mine.
You got the guests ready to go.
They're not mine.
I remember how hammered I got last time I was here. You remember me dropping the fucking brand new lowrider?
Yep, I do. Nah,
Thank you.
dude, I drink more soda than I should.
Yeah.
But you know, equal it out with water sometimes. Everyone gets on me for not drinking enough water, and I'm proving them wrong right now by drinking a Pepsi.
Yep.
So, but yeah, dude, I don't drink. I haven't drank in quite some time. It was just never my thing.
Wait, actually, speaking of that, I'm not gonna blame how hammered I was. This driveway wasn't poured yet.
Nope.
Wasn't it gravel when I was here?
Still gravel.
Right. So
So
I wasn't that drunk.
Yeah, no, the driveway
No,
sucked.
definitely not.
Because it was just loose gravel.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's one of. I mean, I was seriously fucking hammered,
Yeah.
but I remember that is one of the reasons I did fall.
Yeah, no, this driveway sucked. And trying to back the bagger out, it's a fucking 800-pound bike, fucking 140 pounds, so it's do the math. And backing that thing out onto the gravel just wasn't fun. So I was just like, waited for this driveway to get done. Got done maybe like a week after you came here last time. And so far pretty oil spot free for the most part.
Yep.
Despite on all the dumb antics that I do. And they just redid the street, thankfully. You know, we toasted it up before they repaved it. And were you here for my pre-party?
Full fresh. Yeah. No, I wasn't. I was here for the after party.
Okay.
Where was I for that pre-party? Amy was here. I wasn't.
Amy was here. Yeah, she was here. I mean,
God, I came for the after party. It was Jeff was here. A bunch of people.
that was
hanging
2
out.
years ago.
Right.
That
Oh,
was-
you're talking this past year.
Yeah.
This past year I was in Colorado.
That's right,
That's
you
why
were out.
I missed everything.
Yes, Amy still came here, but it was, you know, every year before the block party. It's kind of becoming like a tradition
Oh,
now.
I forgot in my intro. I gotta give a shout out. Thanks to my producer, Whiskey Eye. Forgot.
What's up, Amy?
That's a requirement now. I have to thank her
Okay.
in my advertisements.
Okay.
I forgot.
And no, it's like a tradition now, with every year that the block party's going on. People from out of town. It's you know, I've been going every year,
Right.
but people from out of town are going. I'll invite people, and my house is open for my friends or whatever that are staying from out of town. So then it just started evolving into a party, and then it just evolved into a pre-party, and now people who I don't even know come. And last year, just random people showed up. I'm like, all right. I'm like, this is cool. I'm like, the food is here until it lasts, until it's out. You know, make yourself at home. If you need a place to crash, whatever. You know, I got a huge yard. I don't give a shit. And yeah, I mean, we were partying until 4 a.m, doing burnouts. Neighbors were coming out complaining. It was just a good time. Hopefully this year is going to be the same. We're already kind of starting to plan it. Food and drink until it lasts, and this whole driveway gets packed, the whole block gets packed, and it turned into something fun.
Yeah.
Since there was an absence for pre-party, which back in the day when it was the Indian Larry and the Brooklyn Invitational on the same day, they always had some type of pre-party, whether it was the Dice pre-party in Brooklyn. And that was always a great time, and there was nothing really going on. So come out to Long Island. It's an hour away without traffic.
Yeah.
And just hang. The whole driveway's packed. It's fun. We'll throw up the bike lift and we'll just fucking play dice on there. Last year it got a little out of hand, $100 rolls, but it was a great time. It was a good time. So this year, you should come if you're around.
This year, so it's up in the air. I might be on a motorcycle Sherpa trip. I'm waiting on the details.
That's right.
And even if I do that trip, the block party, I might literally be leaving the next day. And
Okay.
even if I don't do that trip, I'm gonna basically go on a huge hunting tour of America.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit like a shitload of states because I already have those 3 weeks off. So if that trip don't happen, and if I do that, depending on how hunting seasons fall, I might miss the block party, or the same thing, the block party, and leave the next morning.
Okay.
So it's like, no matter what happens, the block party's up in the air. And usually the way the block party has worked out for the last fucking 20 years that it's been going on, I've basically hit like every other year.
Okay.
Because I do so many of my trips in September. That is just, and my birthday's the 25th. So like
Okay.
a lot of the times I plan these trips around my birthday. Like I'll be in India on this Sherpa trip for my birthday.
That's sick.
Like how dope is that, dude? You know?
Riding
So
bikes
I
in
don't
another
know how the
country.
block party's gonna work out. And even the block party I've planned is worked out on my birthday some years, you know? So it's like, it's such a good time of year. Like it just is what it is.
I mean-
that I might be there, I might not.
Dude, riding a bike in another country. Have you done it other than like Mexico or Canada?
Canada and Mexico, I've done multiple times, both.
But like riding someplace in Europe or Asia?
Yeah,
Like
I can't wait.
Like I rode the bike. I rode a bike, not any of mine, but I rode a bike in Pakistan, rode a bike in Dubai, rode a bike in Italy, and it's a different aspect, and it's like you feel like not insignificant, but it's like you feel so small in this huge world just riding. And the bikes I rode in Pakistan and Dubai were nothing crazy. I think one was a 125 and one was a 250, and not fast by any means, but it was just kind of being dropped into that culture.
Do they ride on the left side of the road in Dubai?
Dubai was the left side. Dubai was the left side. Pakistan was find your way. Pakistan was find your way.
Yeah,
literally, it was wherever you see an opening, take it. If not, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what. But no one got hit. Everyone kind of knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But in the same aspect, it's like taking someone from that country and dropping them right into Manhattan. They'll probably fit right at home, but it's just a different world. Just
Right.
completely riding on dirt roads on a little 125. Little Honda in Pakistan going maybe 50 miles an hour and you're white knuckling it.
Yeah.
It's just, but riding outside of America, I mean, I've ridden to Canada, ridden through Mexico, and it's cool, but it's still like America.
Yeah,
It's still
yeah.
the continental North America. But going over to Asia and Europe to ride, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Dude, let's talk about that, man. That's like kind of your new gig, right? Like that's what brought you there is Revzilla, JP Cycles.
Yep.
Like how cool is that, man? What's tell people like what's the deal with that? Like what's your title or like
So,
how you fell into that or whatever?
So pretty much they found me through First when I was still working at First Manufacturing. They were a large buyer for us. They carry First Manufacturing. And, I still talk to all the guys there, but it was just time to kind of leave the nest and grow and go with something that I could settle down with. And Komodo, which is JP Cycles, Revzilla, and Cycle Gear, were looking at a new venture of opening up a Revzilla store in Brooklyn. And they needed someone to help manage it. And there are only 4 Revzilla stores. Brooklyn, California, Colorado, and the headquarters of Philadelphia. Loved it. Absolutely loved the people I was working with there. I mean, you've seen it last night. It
was awesome.
It's fucking great. Just the commute killed me from
Yeah.
Long Island. It was 2.5, 3 hours every day of each way commuting. So it was, I'd take the train in the morning, get off at Atlantic, and then have to fucking walk 1.5 miles to the store because there was no direct subway or even subways that were really close. So that started getting old really quick. And I was like, "Yo, let's talk about growing in this company." And Revzilla is kind of the upper class of the brands in Komodo. It is expensive stuff. It's all high-end quality things. JP Cycles is more for the V-twin kind of people like us, and then Cycle Gear is more sport bike, more advanced.
And their lower end line also.
Yeah,
right?
they do carry.
I don't know if I should say that.
No,
but
I mean
I've noticed that. Let's put it that way.
it's they carry the more economical stuff.
Right.
You could say cheaper. I mean, it is cheaper, but it's you put a built helmet, which is one of the house brands, up against one of the Arai helmets at Revzilla. There's no comparison. There's literally no comparison.
But you could also get the high end stuff at Cycle Gear
Absolutely.
too. I've tried on Schuberth at Cycle Gear. Like,
Absolutely, it's all the same company.
Right.
So a position opened up to actually work remote, being pretty much like a Harley specialist.
Right.
I was like, this is great. I'm finding more avenues, finding more connections, and it's not going to stop there. I know that it's just going to keep growing from certain people I meet that work through the company or new positions that open up, and I know they like to hire from within. So, I mean, working from remote's cake. It's my first really remote job.
Right.
I mean, I did a little remote from when I worked at First when COVID hit. So we were working from home, nothing crazy. but I would still have to go into the office, and we were able to stay open because we were considered a manufacturer. So that was one of the things that we could, you know, get around still working, not have to go out on unemployment or closing or anything like that. And, you know, I would just work from home. It was my first one, so it would get a little distracted, and it was a little slow during COVID, obviously. But now working remote for Komodo, it's way different. It's not like a typical remote job where, you know, it was a beautiful day today, 80 degrees. Could I just go outside and work on my computer? Unfortunately not. It's like being in an office, at a computer, talking to people, doing orders, doing part fitment, things like that. And I mean, yeah, I'm considered like the Harley specialist, but I'm still getting calls for gear fitment.
Do you talk to customers too? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, that's not an issue. You know, I talk to more of the people on the JP side, which is great because there are more people I could relate to, because if they have a question, I could pretty much answer it right on the spot. If it's more on the Revzilla side, they're a little bit more technical, and there's a lot more different variables with bikes.
Okay.
JP, Harley, Indian, a few Honda Goldwing parts, things like that.
It's the V-twin market, though.
It's the V-twin.
Yeah.
With Revzilla, you got adventure, sport bike, adventure bike, Harley bike, dirt bike, ATV. So it's a lot of things that I'm not 100% familiar with. Like I get asked questions sometimes where it's like, guy's got a Triumph and he wants to know what it's going to take to put bar and mirrors on it. Something as simple as putting mirrors on the end of the grips. I'm like, shit, I got to look this up because I don't know. And then once you actually look it up, once you look up which kind of Triumph he has, whether it's a Tiger or a Bonneville or, you know, whatever it is, each one of those is different. It's not like a regular one inch bar that, you know, the same kind of riser clamp is going to fit on that FXR with a 1 inch handlebar compared to a Dyna that has a 1 inch handlebar compared to a Sportster, you know, so it's all a little bit more familiar in the Harley world. But
which I think is really why, like, over the years, besides Harley having, I mean, Harley is what it is, man. It's the raddest, like, it's the raddest bike company in the world in a sense. Like, it's just huge, but I think that's the reason that the aftermarket also took off so much, besides its like popularity and all that, is it's so universal.
Oh yeah.
Like a Harley from the 60s to right now in 2023, you could put a lot of this like same parts on there.
Yeah.
You know, like it lends itself to the aftermarket so well.
I mean, I just ordered
no other company does that.
Like I said, I'm in the middle of, not in the middle, I'm just starting to redo the FXR now because it totally got trashed in Daytona. And so I'm just piecing everything together. Everything's in my shopping cart right now on the JP website. And I'm just looking up for just a new smoke taillight lens. Nothing crazy. That one's shot. And it's the same thing from the 60s. Same exact fucking taillight lens. Just from the 60s to now, so over a span of almost 60 years, they haven't changed it.
Right.
Which it makes it easy for people in my position for working, but it makes it easy for the consumer to not get confused. You know, it's just simpler, which I prefer. Maybe it's a little less work, but everything just kind of blends in together.
Yeah,
which is
it's
nice.
so much more fun for a guy fucking around in his garage, you know?
Way easier. I mean, compared to some people that ride Ducatis or Aprilias or MV Agustas, any of those high-end...
It's like 1 or 2 years and then you're done. Next thing,
I mean,
you know?
those Italian bikes are literally works of art. Like, if you
Yeah.
actually just stop and just look at, like, a Ducati Panigale, like V4, and you just look at it and just take it in for a minute. I mean, I don't care if you're the hardest, like, Harley guy in the world, but you just stand back and just look at that bike. If you have a true appreciation of anything two wheels and you just look at that bike, it's a work of art.
Right.
It's just everything just flows perfectly, and there's a science and like an artistic part of it, and it's literally a beautiful bike. And does it suck that you got to do like valve adjustment at 10,000 miles? Yeah. And I mean, are you able to do it on yourself? No, if you're not a fucking Ducati fucking master tech, you know, and you bring it to Ducati and it costs you $1,000 just to fucking adjust the valves, you know? So it's a whole different world that I kind of dove into. I don't want to get more ingrained into it because, you know, I love Harleys. Harleys are always going to be like the first love. I'm
Yeah.
always going to have them. I mean, I already got a multiple of them, and I'm not planning on selling any of them, so I'm always going to have them. But just growing the collection of getting like an Indian FTR, you know, one day when I can afford a MV Agusta, you know, the dragster bike, that's another bike that's just a work of art. Just upgrading the arsenal of just any type of bike. Like I said, I'm not one type of rider.
Right.
I want to be as much of a rider as I can.
Did you ever get into the sport bikes? Did you ever own one yet?
Never owned one.
Okay.
Never owned one. I've ridden a bunch. You know, anything from, you know, a Suzuki Katana, little piece of shit, to riding a Panigale V4 that
Right.
I was just fucking addicted to afterwards. I just didn't want to put it away. So taking a very beginner economy bike to, you know, a $50,000 Ducati and everything in between that I've ridden, they're fun. I mean, each bike serves a purpose, and they're all a lot of fun. Two wheels is fun.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I think like anyone who knows me knows for a while now, I've been talking about getting a Ducati Monster. It's like my dream bike. I love it. Dream bike in a sense of outside of Harleys.
You looking to get like a 1200?
Oh yeah. But and particularly, I told you last night that the dude you work with, I think,
white one, the white Ducati.
That's what I want. I want the flat white. Like
I think that's a six something. I don't think it's a 1200.
689 or
Yes.
698 or something.
Well, that's another thing with sport bikes that I've so come to learn.
Yeah.
Is that maybe it's just because I know Harleys very well, that all right, you have, you know, going back from, you know, just say shovel heads, you know, 80-inch shovel heads. Pretty much you went 80 Evo, you know, 88, 96, 103, 110, back to 107.
It's like a slow evolution.
Pretty
It's
much.
easy to keep up with.
It's very easy to keep up. And then
Yeah.
Sportsters, you know,
There's two of them.
literally now, you know, but even if you go back to the Ironheads, you know,
Yeah.
you had 900, 1,000, 1,100, 883, 1,200, and they haven't really changed from that. When you start getting into that sport bike world, you got 599, 636. I mean, I could make
Yeah.
up literally any combination of three numbers, and it's probably one of the engine configurations in some type of sport bike.
Right. Plus there's suspension configurations
It's-
and all that shit.
You know, so like if we have people, like when they would come into the store and they would need to order something, I would always take a little extra time and a little extra detail, you know, just thinking off the top of my head. They have a Triumph Triple, okay?
Oh, that's a sick bike too. The
They're
Speed
awesome.
Triple.
Yeah, you know,
Oh my God.
and I'm like, all right, well, you know, what size is that? Like, I literally have to ask, you know, aside from looking it up, I have to ask, you know, what's that engine size? Because I don't know.
Right,
You know,
right.
literally, I don't know. I don't know the difference between the Speed Triple and the Speed 4, which I found out the Speed 4 is a very rare Triumph. Literally, it's
I've never even heard of that one.
So one of the guys at Revzilla has one, and he was looking to sell it, and I kind of like weird bikes. And only a few hundred actually made it here to America. It's a 4-cylinder, but it's actually smaller than the Speed Triple and slower than the Speed Triple.
Huh.
I think the Speed Triple is a 1050, and I think the Speed 4 is a 600 or 650, something like that. But the bike sounds like a fucking F1 car.
Really?
It's a really, really cool bike. And they're rare, and they're kind of offbeat, which I like. I like shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, but that's another thing, is that like when you get Harleys that are kind of offbeat, they're still kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, like if you get like a Bastard of the Year, like 79 Ironhead, which is like, when I think of Bastard, like that's the first thing I think of. Still kind of cool. Still an Ironhead, still somewhat desirable. People will get it, even if it's as a first bike. Someone that's looking to get into it and they see a really cheap 79, wondering why it's so cheap, they'll learn really quick. Bikes for the Jap bike world are still super desirable. Like, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but anything that's off-brand, like that Speed 4 or...
Well, some of the older ones are becoming like collectible now. Like I had a Vance and Hines Race Edition FZR 600 like back in the day. It was my first big bike. But like, I wish I kept it, man. I bought it for $600 back then, and dude, now it's fucking thousands of dollars. Like, they're becoming collectible. Like some of them, some of those older sport bikes,
Yes.
like the special edition ones,
or like
and shit,
like an
they only made
Interceptor,
400 of
like,
those,
like
you
a
know?
clean like Interceptor or something like that.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
they're really cool. And just like whenever I would see a sport bike, it was all I saw was a sport bike. you know, being naive to the fact.
Right.
You know, whether it was a Honda, Suzuki, Kawasaki, they all look the same.
Well, so for the most part, though, a lot of them are just like cookie cutter, turn and burn.
Yes.
Like they're not worth
Yes,
shit.
exactly.
But some of them, like you said, are worth some. You know, they're collectible now. You know, desirable. Do we know this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's picking up a Ford tool that is yet to be dropped off from another buddy. So
Gotcha.
just
Gotcha.
I got to keep tabs on who borrows the tools, and it's tool's not here yet.
What's up, man?
We're recording.
We're recording. You want to introduce yourself?
Not bad. I'm terrible at podcasts. But
I was just talking about Revzilla.
brought you an offering.
No beer.
Are you a Revzilla guy?
Yeah, I work part time with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were just
What's your
talking
name?
about it.
My name's Rob.
Rob, I'm Ivan.
Nice to
Sorry.
meet you.
Yeah.
You want to get mic'd up or no?
Don't edit me into this.
Well, you're on video too, so.
Fair enough. You guys need a minute?
No, I mean just fucking hang out. I'm waiting for your tool to come.
Yeah, that's all good. I figured we'd hang out a little bit.
We're only gonna go like another 15.
Yeah.
So.
I was trying to time it for like 7:15ish.
Did you go to All American?
Yeah. Honestly, not a lot to write home about.
What?
I feel like Checkers is like actually better.
Oh, that's blasphemous.
Ah,
Blasphemous.
dude, you should be kicked off this island.
Definitely not allowed on the podcast. But,
Oh my God, it's
Kind
blasphemous.
of disappointing.
Oh, dude.
Fries?
Yeah.
Did you have a burger?
Yeah, I had it.
Did you get a shake?
I didn't get a shake.
Okay.
Big shake.
That would have been the make or break.
Oh.
Damn,
I
dude.
still want those.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, foreign cigarette.
European cigarettes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and get those in Mexico for you too, man.
Thank you. You want an exchange?
No.
I was gonna surprise you. I just spilled out of my mouth now, but I thought about it this morning.
I mean-
I gotta get those when I'm in Mexico for him.
I mean that's pretty much what happened with these. So I quit
Were
smoking.
you over there last night?
Yeah, he was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Where?
I was
saw
there.
your bike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh my God, there's another FXR." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, I'm gonna ride home with him.
Yeah.
You got a '93.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Was yours the one right outside the front door?
Yeah,
It was
it
all
was.
black, with the bigger dash on it. Yep.
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 Wrong tank. Can you grab that?
And yeah, but I don't know. Oh well, that
Cool,
like
man.
I quit smoking, and then thank you, and then I went to Pakistan, got hooked up on these, and there's just never left. And now anytime I leave the country, I have to find
Steal
these.
yours.
Oh yeah. Oh my custom.
You fucking, what is that, Pam Anderson? Who's on there?
No, it's just some stripper, some hooker. Patt Infante.
She's a
sucks.
nice lady.
Yeah, nice. And now anytime I go out of the country, I gotta pick up these foreign cigarettes. And one of the other dudes that works at Revzilla, I think, he just come back from Turkey, right?
Something like that.
Turkey or some Asian country, Pakistan maybe. And he's got me 3 cartons. I had to strap them to the sissy bar last night
Yeah.
to get them home.
But
Yeah.
you stuffed them in your chest.
No, I couldn't. It would have been too uncomfortable
I was gonna
to.
be like, how sweaty was that ride?
Nah, it would have just been too uncomfortable putting them inside the vest. So I just strapped them right to the sissy bar. Luckily, I didn't take that sissy bar off yet, and rode home with 60 packs of foreign cigarettes. So,
Dude, that was a good New York City rip home, dude.
little rip. I wish
Oh
the
my
bike was
God.
running better,
How
but
That was
fast you guys
fun.
get home?
What's that?
How fast did you guys get back?
Pretty quick. I mean,
I mean, we were splitting.
it was like half and half because once we split, I'm not going to say I rode normal, but I rode normal for me, you know?
Yeah, I
But
mean,
before we split, man, we were ripping New
yeah,
York
we
City.
were doing
It
probably
was-
like
it was fun.
That's how you gotta do it. Otherwise, cops stop you.
we were doing like 80
You
splitting.
gotta be doing retarded shit and looking like you don't stop.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're gonna pull you over.
I mean, I don't have a speedometer on like any of my bikes, so I
That's what
don't.
I'm gonna be installing tomorrow.
No, I
My
don't.
speedo cable broke.
Nice.
Tomorrow's my big,
You don't have to lie to us. Tell it to the cops.
big sick shit day.
Welcome to the FXR life, but yeah, I mean, we were probably doing like 80 splitting.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. And then once like we split off, I got off. I just kind of not slowed down, but
Rode normal.
rode
Normal
somewhat
for you.
normal. And I mean, the bike was running like shit, so it was hiccuping. It needs plugs.
It's Mark's fault.
It's all Mark from
Mark's
Lexington's fault. Left it out in the rain. Fucking piece of shit.
When he was transporting from Daytona, rough.
So it's all corroded and salty, and I couldn't talk about him without fucking talking shit. So, and Yeah, so the bike needs a tune-up, guaranteed. My plugs were fucking fouling out because there's so much corrosion on it. I mean, those plug wires are a good 10 years old, to be honest. So,
That was one of the first things I grabbed.
so yeah, I got to give it a little loving. That bike gets 0 loving, and it gets beat fucking hard.
It runs.
It runs normally very well, and I mean, I'm not saying I was panicking last night riding home, but I was like, fuck, this thing's not running good right
Dude,
now.
when we were splitting some of those lanes, like between tractor trailers and stuff, I'm like, dude, I'd be so scared, like on your bike being under, because sometimes you need the power to like get to where you need to go, and I just hear that bike just like just spitting and hiccuping
Yeah.
him. I'm like, dude, if he needs to like grab some throttle, he's so fucked in some of these situations.
Yeah, I mean I'm fucked either way. I mean, going
Right.
there, which was weird last night, going into Brooklyn, I was splitting on the BQE, not going as fast as we were last night because it was a little more congested. I was probably doing like 60 splitting, but a constant 60, not wrapping it, slowing down. So it was constant, so it was good. But even doing that, all the fucking little Honda Odysseys were trying to pinch me in. And I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Horrible.
So many fucking irresponsible Maximas on the road right now.
Oh my God.
Dude, this morning coming home, I had a fucking chick, and it's funny you say that, in this crazy orange Maxima. I'm in a fucking single lane getting ready to go onto the Grand Central, and we're just like going 35, 40. Dude, a single fucking lane. And she is just on the fucking horn. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, what? No,
You're on a
I was
bike.
in my car.
Oh.
And I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, we're on a single lane fucking road with no shoulders. And she's just blaring her horn. And even the Grand Central's like heavy fucking traffic. I'm like, even when we merge, we're not going anywhere. I'm like, what are you doing? And she's just like waving her arms. I'm like, this fucking chick has got to be on drugs right now.
Well, dude, even last
It was
night,
so
like when we
crazy.
were splitting through the tracks, do the tractor trailers. Every time we'd go past them, I guess either we startled them or whatever, they would fucking honk and fucking flash their brights. I'm like, what's that? I'm like, all you're doing is trying to distract me.
Right,
I'm just not gonna
right.
fucking pay attention to you.
And in my head too, I'm always thinking like, dude, just shut the fuck up. When I'm on the bike, I'm like, shut up. I'll be out of your life in a
yeah,
second.
that's.
Like, let me just go and I'll be out of your life, you know?
I mean, that's New York. They'll never fucking legalize fucking splitting or
No.
filtering. They'll.
Jersey introduced the bill.
New Jersey
Really?
did.
Yeah.
Dude,
mean-
New York, if anywhere should, New York should.
I mean,
honestly, New York City cops don't give a shit.
They don't care
As-
anymore.
As long as you're like, well, on a highway, if you're doing 30 over, maybe they'll bother.
Right.
But like, as long as you're being responsible, you're doing like 10 miles over traffic.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've split
They
past
wait a lot.
cops.
Yeah.
I mean, and they'll like see me in their mirror, and I've had cops fucking move over for me, which.
You go upstate and they start chasing on a fucking shoulder.
Yeah. Dude, even here, even when you're out on the island, you're not going to fuck around like that. New York City, though, they're pretty loose, man.
I mean, even
they
last
don't really
night-
care like they
Yeah,
used
I
to.
don't
Like last night, like all the dudes that fucking, like all the dudes fucking riding around the blocks, no helmets. I mean, the cops were there. They fucking seen it.
Yeah.
We had a side-by-side roll through. Somebody brought out a side-by-side.
Really? I saw that quad. There was a quad there with
Yeah,
street tires
pulled
on
it right on the. Yeah, it was the Banshee.
Right up front, dude.
It was the Banshee, fucking twin 350. That's a fucking nasty machine.
Yeah, that thing was
Had one of
sick.
those. That was my introduction to sport bikes was the fucking Banshee 350. Just,
There's some kid on Long Island with like a crazy Banshee that I keep seeing on YouTube.
I mean, they're all over.
Dude, you want to talk about another old thing that's worth a fortune now? Banshees.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
I know. I sold mine, and
Jesus
I regret it.
Christ, whoever saw that coming.
I mean, they were always desirable, and especially with the New York scene with fucking Rough Riders and DMX and all the music videos, they were always.
Dude, they cost more than fucking Harleys now. Those things cost a fucking fortune now.
And there are also,
crazy.
just like with sport bikes and Harleys, there are weird off models that are fucking super desirable.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Dude, we're gonna fuck people up when you're rolling an Indian and I'm rolling a Monster.
You grabbing that FTR?
it's being considered.
Considered? Alright.
Oh my God! Thought he was on FXR.
You can fit that thing on a bike?
I would.
Brought my bike out.
Is this who's getting the tools?
What?
Is this who's getting the tools?
That's who has my Race Tech 4 compressor, which she's borrowing, and I got to get you the seal driver.
Yeah.
39 millimeters for life.
Hell yeah.
I was going to go to Home Depot pick up some PVC, but then I was like, fuck it.
Dude, it's just easier. I got the Motion Pro fucking seal driver. It's just way easier.
I'm still using PVC for my races though, for the bushings.
Oh yeah. I mean, like even like my main seal on the tranny and on the primary, I got all the PVC for those.
Yeah.
That's, and I got something in the works, which you know about, but I can't say yet. Some nice invention that's made out of PVC for bikes.
Oh, that thing? Yeah.
I'll show you later.
Yeah.
But
I have
not yet.
I have a sneaking suspicion it might get into a catalog.
Sooner or later.
I know a guy.
Sooner or later. Sooner or later it will get somewhere, but that's
cool, man.
I'll show you.
I still gotta try to do it in cab too.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's something that hasn't been out yet.
Yeah.
And I'm very surprised.
Cool.
What's up, Corey? You're on camera.
Yeah.
Ivan, Corey, Ivan.
What's up, man?
That's the fork
I'm
tool.
Rob. Nice to meet you.
What's up, Holmes?
Thanks for dropping by. I'm eating from that thing.
Yeah. Did I give you the box?
That other one.
I didn't give you the box. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Race
Yo, dude, we gotta wrap
right.
this up. Actually, now I'm looking at the time.
Oh yeah, you gotta split. All right,
yeah.
dude.
I don't know, dude. You want to tell people where to reach you or whatever?
Revzilla. Not big on social media. I have one, just not on it. I kind of hate social media life.
Yeah, you've been on and off.
I'm very on and off.
Every now and then I'll look and I'll be like, did you delete your account again?
Delete it, bring it back, or bring it.
Every time I try, sometimes I'll try to send him an FXR Bazaar pose because he's the only other one of my friends that follows the page, and it's like a private one. And
Yep.
Suddenly Pat's like not on the list of people to send it to.
Yeah, I'm very wishy-washy with social media. I'm very jaded towards it. And like my best friend is like a mogul with it, Tim.
Yeah.
He loves social media. He'll get a career.
He is a social media guy.
And it's just so funny that I'm just so jaded towards it. But it serves a purpose. It has a purpose. Business utilize it to its full potential. But just not my thing.
Yeah.
But I'm on it. Patt Infante.
Cool, man. Revzilla, JP, whatever. Hit him up, find him, annoy him at all the rallies.
I'm at all the rallies.
Call up on the phone and request him
I've never done it.
with a trick tech question.
Please don't.
Yeah.
I'll probably get it right, but please don't.
Yeah.
So if I don't get it right, I'll find someone that can.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was a good time. Thanks for swinging by.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for doing this. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Also, shout out to FXR Bazaar. It's the man.
Cool.
See you guys next week.